and a huge warm welcome to Carnation Crafts. We're live in the Carnation Crafts studio. As always, it's lovely to have your company. We're here for a second day, so we're looking at getting together again. We did it yesterday, it launched yesterday. It sold out. It sold out so fast, and we've got it on extended. Now, I'm going to come in and say very, very quickly, and first and foremost, the extended dispatch only lasts for so long. So in a couple of days, I imagine Carnation will take it off the price that it's on at the minute. You'll still be able to get it on extended, but it will go to its original price, and that's £148.94. If you want it, today's the day to do it. It's $89.99 if you use your code, and the code is CCGT10, and that's all capitals. CC for Carnation Crafts, GT for Getting Together, 10. So please do use your code. That's going to take you right down to $89.99, but that is a limited period only. It's sold out so fast, so it's obviously at this point time to get it in your baskets if you haven't already. In excellent news, there are some people on the Carnation Crafters group who already have the collection in their hands, which is incredible. It only launched yesterday. Lovely to see that people have already received it. Carnation are super fast at that. It's free UK P&P because it is over £50, so you don't have to pay any extra on that. We have the most gorgeous perfect papers to go with it as well. The perfect papers are slightly different. So the last two collections that Carnation have done, they have brought us something with a little bit of a difference in it. So normally we get a block of 6 cardstocks and we get 8 of each of those with these beautiful tonal colours. We still have that, but we now have patterns as well. So some of your perfect papers have got dots and some of them have got stripes. So we have both to play at, along with those gorgeous colours that we've got as well. Your perfect papers are your perfect match. They are literally the thing that pairs with the collection that we're using in order to bring out the colour tones, the hues, and all of the perfection and the loveliness that we expect from Carnation Craft cards. The number for your perfect papers is 230408. You're looking at $14.99 for your show price today. $2.95 P&P if you're buying this on its own. If you are to buy it with the collection, your P&P will be free. So if you put both in your basket, your P&P is sorted and cleared. That's your 2 items for today. We'll have a look at a little bit more detail for the Getting Together collection. But I just want to say as well, while I've got you, if you're over on YouTube or if you're on Facebook and you haven't gone to YouTube, please go and subscribe. There's things that go on YouTube. So we have like a community page on there as well, where you see roundups, so you can go and have quick tutorials, those kind of things. There's a lot more on YouTube than you can find as far as little bits and pieces are concerned than you get on Facebook. It doesn't cost. So hit the subscribe button and click the notifications, and it tells you when we're going live. We're not going to notify you constantly. We don't take any information off you. It doesn't cost you a penny. It helps us with our algorithms, and it helps you get the information. So please do head to Carnation Crafts TV on YouTube. Just click that subscribe button, and then we can keep you all informed about what's happening and when it's happening. The Getting Together, it's incredible. It's so clever. It's a celebration of masculinity, and we need it. We need it within card making. We haven't had it for a long time. It's great to see a full collection that's dedicated to that. Not only is it dedicated to masculinity, it's also dedicated to sports. So for those of us who have sportsmen in our lives and sportswomen, you can make it into that. But for those of us that have sportsmen, everything's taken care of. And added to that, we've also got the most beautiful card shape, which is the Getting Together card shape, which is the house shape that you see here. You've got your bar, you've got your sportsmen, you've got your all your fun and games at the bottom, which are your fruit machines. You've got the comfy seats, which are your 2 leather chairs, and you've got the better halves, which are some female characters that can build into these themes. So we can have date nights, we can have restaurant scenes, we can have cafes. It doesn't have to all be masculine. It'll go in with the other collections that you've got, and you're going to start creating some of the most incredible cards with the greatest of ease. So things like this, when you start seeing shapes coming together, just incredible. Really easy to make as well. And you're going to see all of that coming together today because we've got the most gorgeous Miss Sharon here to help us do some demos, and she's going to give you a different view on it to how I craft. We've got Miss Tiztaz, who's sitting in the corner, keeping Sharon and I. I mean, she's not, but she's trying to keep Sharon and I.
Sharon's an angel.
She is not an angel. Good morning, Pam Simpson. Good morning, Amanda. Good morning, Suzanne. Just printing off the set of prints. The beautiful, really beautiful Suzanne. Thank you for saying that. And the Carnation team, I'm sure, will be happy to hear it as well. Thank you, Karen Vincent. Good morning, Eileen. Good morning to Michelle. Good morning to Linda. I'm going to take you over to Miss Sharon. She's going to do the boards for you, show you what you're getting, and then we'll get her to get in with some demos as well so you can see it. I'm hoping we can get 3 demos done for you today in this show, but we do come back to you at 2 o'clock where Miss Sharon will also do you another, hopefully at least 3 demos then as well. So we'll take you over to the boards now.
Yes, I love this collection because my partner is a golfer and I very much love florals, and that's what the majority of my dies and stamps are. And he regularly comes home and says, "Oh, can you make me a birthday card for so-and-so at the golf club?" And I sit and look at my things and think, what on earth do I do for a guy at the golf club from all my things I've got, which, you know, really aren't appropriate. So I'm very, very happy that I can now do a proper golf card with some really good sentiments as well, which is the key, because that's another thing that I've got nothing appropriate for in my collection. I also love the versatility of this because this can be a clubhouse, can be a pub, could just be a house. Lots of different ways to use it, and I love the fact that we've got some delicate elements that we can bring in, like the little hanging baskets and the flower box. Really, as always, beautiful artwork. This is really versatile because you've got these side sort of buildings. This is very much sort of cricket pavilion type look. The fence is another clever element as well because you can 3D this. This grey panel here can either be flat and your fence can be flush to the building, but it can give you a little gap in between. So if you really want to build up and make your scene more 3D, you've then got the space to add in characters here or other elements. So many different ways to put these together. Let's bring in a few samples to show you. So this is it, very much golf. This is the 19th hole, which is the clubhouse. I love this one.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what they call the clubhouse because there's 18 holes for golf.
I wondered why it kept saying 19th
they
hole.
They call the 19th hole the drink at the end, yeah. Which I think my partner's probably better at than the golf bit. Luckily he won't be watching because guess what, he's playing golf today. I love the way this has been done where you can peep in. The depth of this is, you've really got all the sort of perspective here because he's slightly raised from the building itself. These are in the foreground and then you've got the bar behind, so it's been really cleverly done. And of course the beauty of Carnation, the way that the dies are put together, you can see here this door's facing the opposite way to that one because you've got your mirrored vignettes, you can flip them. The clock's been covered here because obviously the back of the vignette, the clock would be facing the wrong way. But if you wanted to have the clock showing, it'd be very easy to just snip it out or cut another one and put it on top. So very, very versatile. You can have the door opening if you want to and either direction. Love this. It's really, really pretty. The other thing that we've got with this collection is the ability not only to put the dies together in whatever configuration, you can have this side piece attached to this if you want to, but they've given you a hinge in here. So this one's top folding, you can do it from the side, you can create panels with it. I know some of the design team have kind of created very much gatefold type cards with it, so lots of different ways. This one's beautiful. I like this one because you've got a real you can see the story here, can't you?
You want to walk into it, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, this is another one where the depth is just so fabulous because she's used foam tape to build that up. You've got almost like a shadow box effect where the chairs are right in the foreground. Then the next sort of level, the next step, you've got your fruit machine. Then you've got the people at the bar. Then you've got behind the bar. So the realism and the depth in this is so clever.
It makes it really easy to create dioramas, doesn't it?
Really easy. And I love this, you know, even on this side where you would think it's relatively one level, it's not. She's very cleverly sort of used some pin flare to give this dimension. And we've got these backing papers, which are fabulous because that again creates that distance and you can just see the shadow of people in the background. So very, very clever. The other thing to mention here is here's our perfect papers. Love this polka dot, just something a bit different. And of course the colours, that brown on there, that lovely sort of caramel colour goes perfectly with that backing paper. So very, very clever. The other elements you've got here, you've got other elements to decorate, such as your lights. You've got a lovely little picnic table that can go in front. This is a very important die. This is your sign. This could go across here. It's great for using those sort of pun type sentiments that we've got in the vignettes, but equally it can just be a nice, you know, you can create your own pub sign. Say if you were giving this to friends who had a pub or whatever, that you know, you go to a local pub, you could use that sign for that. So lots of different ways to use that. So this football card, they've incorporated star player, which is one of the sentiments. So that's really, really useful. You know, and if you've got a local pub that you go to and you're doing perhaps a card for some girlfriends, you could actually put the pub name on it.
Just before you change boards, though, we've got lots of people saying that theirs have arrived, which we knew would happen. I mean, Carnation are on it, like the little mice that work in the warehouse are on it. Thank you to them. We've got Karen that's saying she has received hers. Loves it. She wishes the clock had had a different time on it from 10:05. Unfortunately, obviously, Carnation wouldn't be able to do a time for every time, an hour and all the rest of it. So I don't know that they would do an extra one. They may do if time allows for it, but I think it's just something that would be quite difficult to match everyone's perspective of it. So I think they've probably done an evening time so that it matches in with the idea of having an evening drink. So I think that's probably where the thinking was there, just to let you know.
Although saying that, if you look at the clock,
Is it specific
digits,
numbers?
No, and they're quite vague, so you could snip it away and rotate it.
Well, if you did it as a mirrored vignette and turned it, wouldn't it say? Would it not say 2 o'clock?
Yeah, if you look at the actual digits, though, they're very vague. They're not kind of accurate, if that makes sense. So you could snip that away, rotate it to have the hands wherever you want to. Actually, you could get away with that.
You could put it on 2 magnets and you could rotate it to any time.
Yes,
clever. You did a magnet at the top and a magnet at the bottom, you could keep rotating it.
Yeah, but yes, there isn't like a 12 or a... They're not specific, so you actually could change that very easily.
We likey. That's your red and your white.
Yeah. So here's the red and the white, which shows the actual die cuts themselves. So as always with Carnation, you get a great selection of mats and layers, so you can build that height.
Details. The devil
details.
is in the detail.
It is all the details. Talking of detail, amazing detail on these artwork. This little these little bottles, you can tell exactly what they are without even being able to read the label, and it's kind of making me thirsty looking at them. I love the way as well we've got some empty glasses, because of course you've got your shelves here on the bar, so you can be hanging your wine glasses or stacking them up here. You've got your pumps for the bar. The artwork on this is just so lovely, even down to the fact you can sort of see that's brass going around the top there. Great for building your scene. Of course you can use this in different layouts. You've got your bar stools as well to pop in front, and then they fit in with all the characters. So really, really handy set, this one. I can't wait to start putting this together.
Their detail, the detail that Carnation put in is non-exhaustive. They never stop going to the nth degree to put detail in. And when you're talking about something that's that tiny, the glasses and the bottles, and when you start looking, when you print these out and you're looking at them, you start to see how far they went. It's incredible. I'm just going to say hello to the YouTubers. Good morning, good afternoon, I should say, sorry, to Debbie, Hson, to Sonal, to Mandy. Good afternoon to you all. Mandy's has arrived today as well. Jennifer over on Facebook says, fantastic collection. Suzanne is just waiting for her postman to come. The joy of having it straight away. Sorry, Miss Sharon, for interrupting.
No, that's okay. So now we've got all the fun and games. We've got the fruit machines. This just makes me laugh so much. Super Mousio, that is just... so cute. Love that. So these are great for building your pub scene. You've also got your snooker table or pool table. I don't know which is which because I'm just useless at stuff like that. You've got your poker chips on the table. So lots of different ways to use this. And I love the fact that we've covered general sort of pub scenes, not just sporty elements, because, you know, we're not all into.
Miss Taz had just said that would make an excellent man cave. The
Yes,
elements could
it
make
would,
a really
wouldn't it?
awesome
Yeah,
man cave.
because a lot of people do.
Put it with the bar.
Yeah, a lot of people have like a little bar in the garden, don't they?
Well,
and
COVID
stuff
kind
like that.
of
Yeah,
brought that
my
forward.
next
didn't
door
it?
neighbours do actually. They've got a little bar in their garden, and yeah, so it would be quite quite fun to play around with these if that's the case. And again, the detail. Look at those poker chips. You instantly can see, you know, where they've got the lines around the edge. The attention to detail. Nick and his team just it blows my mind.
The press start on the Super Mouseo, which you can't even really see until you actually zoom in. When you zoom in on it, it says press start. It's incredible.
Yes. And I love the way on this fruit machine, you've got your little cherries there. But the way they've done the front of the machine, you can see it's glass. It's so clever. Really.
Let's stop complimenting them.
Yes. Nick's going to get a big head with us.
Bless him. He's probably sitting there shaking his head at the minute.
Yes. Now this is my type of sport, sitting in a comfy chair with a glass of wine type sport. Love these lovely big leather chairs. You've got your little table, you've got a little lamp, even the table number. And look at this little condiments container where that looks like a bottle of vinegar, and you've got your bits and bobs. Then you've got, these are great for your sporting scenes. This one obviously is going to work really well in the bar. It's got like a parquet floor. Or if you were just using it, because of course you could just create a house from this. It doesn't have to be any of these things. And then you've got your sporting bits. I think that one's tennis. I know that one's golf, football. And then I guess this one's quite universal. Could be cricket, could be football, could be anything really, because that sort of striped manicure lawn
Bowls.
is bowls.
Is the one above it? We're so sporty.
You can tell we're really athletic, can't you? We don't know
I love
what
the fact that it's been me, you, and Dave that have presented this, and we've got no clue about sports of any description. Is the one above it with the white stripe? Is that bowls?
Could be.
Balls. Bowls.
I think it could be something like. I guess it's quite adaptable.
It's quite adaptable. Yeah.
Oh, did you think rounders?
Yeah. I think that's the beauty of the way these are put together, that you can very much adapt them
Versatile
to other sports that aren't even included in this, really, because
And
they're
this is
quite
very-
universal.
Very much why Mr. Nick is currently shaking his head.
My personal favourite is the rug.
The rug.
Dave's rugs.
Dave's rug, yes.
Bless him.
The rug. But yes, I love that. And I think that could even just be a nice lawn outside the pub.
Yeah, I think making gardens, think of your other collections. We were saying yesterday, bring in your characters from things like Wild Garden, when you bring in characters from sort of the mice, if you think of things like, oh Lord, there's one with a hammock with the mice. It's mice on a hammock, mice on a hammock. There's a hammock, mice. I know what it is in my head. I wouldn't go looking for it because I don't think it was an actual hammock. I think we made a hammock out of something that was maybe... Anyway, those things. It could have been Into Spring, you know, that I'm thinking of, where it was the posts. But things like that, where we can start to bring in those elements that come from other collections, because as we start to craft it together, this is a masculine collection and it's really lovely to have that. So work and play comes into this as well if you want to bring that in as another collection. But the point is, the more we mix and match, the less we actually look at things as being specifically masculine or feminine, because as we craft with it and we start to build it up more, it becomes more of everything. The next board that we're going to look at, Summer Radiance. Thanks, Alison Ward. I love you all. Thank you.
I love how fast everyone...
They know how
knows,
ridiculous my memory is. The next board that we look at, though, does celebrate those male heroes. I will just say, before Sharon takes it any further as far as that board's concerned, Nick has confirmed that sometime between now and the end of the year, the latter end of the year, they will be bringing forward a female kind of version, I suppose. Obviously, it'll be different, but celebrating female sports heroes as well. So it won't just be the masculine. For now, they have given us a ponytail to kind of tide us over. But this is celebrating males, and this board says it all, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I love this. You've got all the sports covered that you're going to need, I think, here, really. You've got this guy playing cricket. This is the bowls. You've got tennis. You've got football. This guy could be doing lots of things. He could be about to be playing darts. He could be holding a pint. This one is the one I'm going to be using most, I think, the golfer. Here's a darts player, he's throwing. This one is another one that you can very easily adapt to doing different things. Same with this guy here, who could be sitting about to play poker or one of the sort of games sitting down. Rugby, my nephew's very much into rugby, so next time Toby needs a birthday card, I'm covered there. The detail on this darts board is phenomenal. You can literally see every single detail. It's so clever. You've also got included with this is your snooker cue.
She
Get the
snooker
words
bat.
out. Get the words out.
She snooker bat for doing all your batting in snooker.
Literally couldn't have picked worse people to talk about sports than us.
Mean, I'm an athletic queen.
Athletic, yes.
I can walk to the fridge in minimum time.
Yeah, me too. And this is your ponytail, which is just so clever, because placing this on any of the characters instantly turns them into a female character. When you look at the artwork for these, by the way, the vignettes, we've just got a sample here, but there are different hair colours for each. And we've even got a bald guy, which is nice, because, you know, not everyone's got hair. So apart from him, the ponytails are going to work with everyone. And you've got coordinating colours for the ponytail that are going to go with all the different hair colours. So that's really lovely. There's also different skin tones as well. So when you look through the artwork, you're going to find it quite easy to find artwork that corresponds. You know, when I did a rugby card, I wanted it to look like my nephew Toby, who's blonde, so I picked a blonde one. So it's nice that you can do that and personalise it, so that's really good.
Carnation confirmed yesterday as well that on the website you can buy a different set of colourways for the shirts. So if you wanted to do it for particular teams, I don't think it'll have logos and stuff like that on, but you can go colour coordinated for the team that they support. But it is at an extra cost. It's not your standard vignettes, but to let you know that it is there if you want to kind of change it up a little bit as well.
Oh, that's a good idea, because footballers are very passionate about the colours, aren't they? And I like the way they've gone safe with green.
Suzanne's and Lisa's have both just arrived, and Mandy says the white dot was a centre circle in football, so her son says.
Yeah.
Well, Mandy, we know as much as you, so we're just going to believe you completely. But thank you for your information. We don't know the things. No. And the last board that we've got is the ladies.
So this is the ladies. I love the fact they've all got really nice handbags, because I'm a bit of a handbag collector. So I like that. You've also got a really good variety here of poses. So this lady to me looks like she's standing at the bar waiting to get served. She's got a little handbag that coordinates with her top. This lady works really well for going into the house or waiting at the bar, or she looks like she's kind of engrossed in conversation, I think. And then you've got one sitting down. Of course, you've also got the ability to flip these because the mirrored vignette, so you can have two girls facing each other. And with the artwork for these, when you look at the artwork, the hair colour, and I think even the clothes look a bit different, so you really can build a scene with them and have, you know, they're not all looking the same as such. The handbags are great. You can either have these kind of on the floor next to them or on the tables. So really, really works well to build a scene. And it's quite nice to use them in conjunction with the male figures as well. So particularly if you're doing a pub scene, it just really puts that together.
Perspective-wise, on those females that are sitting, if you were canny with it and you put one and then one in front of it on some foam tape, you could actually have them sitting next to each other almost in a row as well, so you can make it look like a full table. I'm pretty sure that would work if you were canny with it. If you use a bit of foam tape, pull it forward so your perspective is such that the one in front looks higher. I think that would work, wouldn't it? So you could almost create, not a full row, obviously that would start to look odd, but you could do two next to each other and then two at the other side the same, so you'd have a table of four celebrating. I think that would work quite nicely. You'd have to have an experiment, but I think it would.
Could you cut the legs off the chair off for the one furthest away?
Yes, yeah, so you've got that perspective. Because if you hid the legs of the second, the one behind, not just of the chair, but of the character slightly as well, it wouldn't matter where one started and one ended, so you would be able to have that perspective. I think it would work. I think it would be a great thing to do. Miss Sharon is just setting up for demo, so while she's doing that, I would like to ask Miss Tiztaz if it's okay with her that we go and look at the deal of the day, mainly because I'm nosy and I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, and I always like to know what they're doing. Deal of the day is on the Carnation Crafts website. The Carnation Crafts website is www.carnationcrafts.co.uk. Deal of the day is the centre button in the middle of the website. It's bright red, and every single day they'll bring you an offer of something. So today we have got the light as air die. This has been a really popular die. It's super beautiful. It's incredibly delicate, very, very pretty. Butterflies obviously being one of our crafting best friends. Butterflies are massively associated with craft, partly because when we make a mistake we can cover it very quickly with a butterfly, and it tends to be what we do. You've got 30% off, and that takes it down to £10.49. All deals of the day as a general rule will end at midnight, and a new one will come up at that point, so you will only get that discount while the deal of the day is on. My advice, check your deal of the day every single day, see what little pieces you're getting. As well as that, there are other things on the website that you should be made aware of, one of which is the calendar, which sits next to the deal of the day on the left. The calendar will give you all upcoming show events, and it's colour coordinated. So you'll have things that are web launches, you'll have USBs, you'll have Crafters Select, you'll have new dies, everything that's coming up, so you know that it's about to happen. As and when there are links with the products, once that's come out and it's working together, you should theoretically be able to go back into those, click onto them, and it will link you as well. So it's a very interactive calendar, it's very clever, and it shows us all we need to do. 2 more shout outs for the website. You don't need to follow me too much, Miss Taz, but I will just say there is a digital marketplace on Carnation Crafts website. The digital marketplace is a super place for you to go. Carnation Crafts have started to put some of their USBs on there. You can download the USB directly to your computer instead of having to buy the physical product. And you can take that artwork from your computer straight over to your scan and cut or your cutting machine, and that allows you to work immediately. It's super clever. They have also got other elements. I will say there's a sale on, which I didn't know, but I have just seen it. Into the Woods. So ECM is an electronic cutting machine. So it covers Cricut, it covers your scan and cut and your silhouette. So it's an electronic cutting machine. So if you've got any of those, they've got sales on, Miss Taz.
But they still have the sale on the glass cutting mat and washi tape.
I don't think that's supposed to be on.
That's amazing.
Because wasn't that on when we did it? Wasn't it like a deal of the day when we did it? I don't think that's supposed to be on.
So you get
But it's there.
The washi tape download,
So the washi tape, the 2 adhesive pro print thingies, 2 packs, and
an A3 glass cutting mat for that price.
for $49.99. And
Wow.
then I don't think it'd work if it's a sale price. I don't think you can use your 10% discount against sale prices.
But even so,
That is a really good price. So go and explore the website. The other thing that I will say about the website, more importantly, is it's where you get your artwork from. So the collections that we're bringing you today and the collections, the artwork for them is free. So unless you're buying extra colorways like we were talking about with the football shirts, go to downloads, go to free downloads, and go to Getting Together for today, and it'll bring you all of your artwork up, and you download that to your computer by putting it into your basket and checking out. Once you do that, it will load to your computer. I'm just going to say, when you go to checkout and you've got it in your basket, instead of checking out as a guest, make an account. Once you've made an account, everything that you've purchased, certainly electronically, is in your account forever. Every time you log on, it's in the cloud. So every time you log on to Carnation's website, it's got all of your files there that you can download again should you have lost them at any point. Everything sits there. It takes about a minute, and it can save you a world of pain. It's really, really worth becoming a Carnation account holder. They're not going to charge you anything for it. They're not going to use your information in any kind of nefarious way. It just means that you've got instant access to it. My advice, obviously you don't have to take it, but it is worth it. Alison says, I purchased the Dreamscape USB. Oh wow, wish you could see examples of what you get. I asked on the group before I purchased and I wasn't disappointed. Miss Taz is saying that's 230131. The price of that's $24.99. The Dreamscapes, which I think, just bear with me, sorry Sharon. The digital Dreamscapes USB, it's not for cutting files, it's all your backing papers. There's 1,400. 1,400 backing papers on that. beautiful backing papers, clouds, Christmas scenes, so much stuff that goes into that. So what we're saying here is it's just crazy. Alison's right. You can't know until you get it what you're getting. There's so much on there. We did show some examples. There was a show that we did with some bits on it. Ponderance Place, Miss Taz is saying, if you want to go and have a little bit. Alison's saying it's gorgeous. And the thing is, we can't sing its praises enough, because if I sat here and did a show and showed you every single piece that you're getting in that, we'd be here for a week, and nobody wants that. It's worth it. It's really worth it. And it's only $24.99 for all the backing papers you'll ever need as far as your crafting is concerned. Carol Hart says, didn't realise there were shows on today. There's 2 on today. We've got this one, and then Miss Sharon will be back with you, and me. I'm not going to make her come on her own at 2. But we're going to go over for demo, which is the most important part. Thank you for being patient with me there while I ran through the website. Miss Sharon, it's over to you.
And we're going to use that house shape to make a pub. Or, yeah, it's going to be a pub in this instance. So what I've done is I've used some of the 350 GSM to cut 2 of the outline for the house. Now I have chosen to just put a score line down the back of mine, as I would, you know, generally when making a card blank. But you do actually have hinges in here, so you've got options here depending on how you want to do it. Now obviously, because I've done it as a card where I've made a score line, I've kind of lost a little bit off the end. So for my inside panels, it does mean I've had to just trim that side piece off on each. So that's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is you've got a hinge in there that you can use. And I think this is really makes life easier. Perhaps if you're doing like a triptych or 3 or 4 panels, this little hinge enables you to connect them. So there's different ways of doing it depending on how you want your house to look. I've chosen to make mine look very much more like a card, whereas this, you've very much got separate panels. So really depends. But you know, the fact that you've got that hinge means you've got the option to choose how you want to do it. So let's start with the front.
Sharon, I'm being really rude. I'm sorry. Can I just say, Lisa Glover's sake, these are the important things. I'm interrupting very specifically. Lisa's just said, have to say, I hadn't realised there were so many sporty sentiments included with the vignettes. Those alone are super value. When you download this collection, you get digital stamps. And those digital stamps have all got sentiments on them for you to cut out with your nested dies. I do apologise for interrupting, but these things are important because we talked to you about the collection. You're seeing the metal that you're getting. That's such a small part of what you get when you shop with Carnation, because you're getting the artwork for free. When we say you get an artwork for free, it's hand-drawn artwork. This isn't, you know, locked and loaded from other sites. This is hand-drawn artwork that you're getting, and you're allowed to sell it because there's a free angel policy on it. You get that for free. So it's not just about the metal. Sorry, Sharon.
No,
but I did thank
right.
you, Lisa. That is a really important message. Thank you.
And you do have like a whole page, don't you, for each sport of different options. So and they're very easy to resize. So depending on where you want to put them, you can size them to fit. So I've put some of my lovely perfect paper as the first matter layer. Then I'm going to bring in my lovely little house. Now, because I've got that perfect paper behind, I think this looks a bit odd. So what I decided to do, because this is going to be a little pub, I've taken just a little snippet of the blue polka dot, and I'm going to pop that behind the window like it's a little blind, because I really like that. So I'm just going to use a bit of tape to hold that in place, covering that window before I attach this piece to the front. So I've just got a lovely polka dot blind going on in my window, and that's really pretty. So I can choose to attach that with foam tape if I want more depth. I'm going to keep it relatively flat, and I'm just going to go in with some double-sided tape to hold that on.
Carnation have just messaged to say that this will now go up to $119.99 on Friday. This is it, last chances.
Friday.
For $89.99 using your code CCGT10. Did I say it right? CCGT10 in capital letters. That'll give you 10% off, taking it down to $89.99, but it will be $119.99 as of Friday midnight. Midnight.
Can I just say, the only way I've been remembering this code is that
Game of Thrones.
No.
Oh.
Yours is a lot nicer than mine. Is that Carnation Crafts are offering me 10 gin and tonics?
I like it.
I know. Each.
I only remembered it by Game of Thrones. Miss Taz has got ADHD, the same as I've got ADHD, so we have the same ridiculous brain. Alison is saying she can't find us on YouTube. I can only find you on Facebook. It's not showing on Carnation TV. It's repeating part 1. What I will say to you, Alison, is, and I'm not meaning to disagree with you. I understand that you're having problems finding us. I've actually got it on my screen here for YouTube. So it is streaming on there somewhere because I've got it in front of me here. So I hope you can find it. But thank you for letting us know.
So I'm going to have this lady, she's going into the pub. So I'm just going to use a ball tool just to shape her a little bit, just to give her a little bit of dimension. There we go. I'm not going to go crazy, but I just don't want her to be too flat. And then I'm just going to give her a little bend on her waist there. And she's going to pop there. So I'm just going to grab my pin flare. And then you've got a lovely selection of different elements to kind of decorate the front of your pub or your clubhouse or whatever it is. On this occasion it's a pub and she's going in to meet her friends. So she's just about to open the door. Then I've got this beautiful hanging basket which I'm going to have hanging from that wooden beam there. So I'm just going to give that a bit of a shape and pop that on. And then what I've done is I've taken another one of those and kind of decoupaged it up a little bit. So I've just taken the top piece with the flowers and I'm going to layer that up. So I'm going to give that just a little bit of a shape as well. Tiny bit of pin flare on there. That just gives that some dimension. I'm keeping the front relatively simple actually. And we've got some lovely ivy, which looks lovely going down the side of the building, if you want to do that. Or it can go along these beams, or it can go along this kind of rooftop, which I think is what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to give that just a little bit of a shape. I'm not going to go in with a ball tool. I don't think it needs that much depth, but just a little bit of a shape with my hand.
See how the brickwork on the side of the shops there. Do you not think that would work really well next to the shop in Hidden Gems? Because that's also got the brick panels, hasn't it?
It's a lovely colour, isn't it, this brickwork?
Mm.
Yeah, it would work really well, wouldn't it? I love the way actually with Carnation that every collection you buy brings life to collections you've already got, because you're just kind of adding extra elements that you can mix and match, aren't you?
It's the best form of grown-up fuzzy felt.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it really is, isn't it? You know, these hanging baskets would work really well with Hidden Gems,
Yeah.
the flower shop, so with the ivy. So there's been quite a few sets, haven't there, that've got
Fresh
trellis.
blooms.
Fresh blooms. Anything with a trellis, you're going to have great fun with this ivy. And then we've got a little plant pot here, which I'm going to put on the wall there, I think, actually, on that side.
You've been fancy.
You can see the florals are the thing that excite me in every set, because I'm definitely all about florals. There we go. The colours in these are lovely as well, aren't they?
Alison says, I've rebooted and can see Sharon now. Gremlins. Could only see Dave before, bless him.
So that's the front of my card. If I wanted to, I could bring in that sign and personalise it. Perhaps if I were giving this to someone like Carla and there was a pub we went to, I could put the name on there. So now we're going to open it up. And you've got these fabulous vignettes that work. There's another one as well that's got people on it. So these are great for just building the background of your bar. So I'm just going to attach these with a little bit of everyday glue. Just a few dots here and there. And I'm going to put one on each side. And as I said before, I've snipped just the edge off these so that they fit the way I've done my card, because I've done a score line. So they're going to fit perfectly up against that edge, like so. And then we'll have this one on the other side. Love the colours of these. It's a real cosy feel.
It's clever.
It's very clever.
In Beverley, I was showing Miss Taz last night in Beverley, where I'm from. There is a pub called the White Horse, known as Nellie's. And if anybody has any interest in going looking on the internet for it, it's the only pub left in the UK that is lit by gaslight.
Oh wow, really?
And it's really, really old, and all the floors are wobbly, and it's got beautiful open fires in there.
Oh,
and if
I love
anybody
that.
Googles it and sees it, you'll see that the inside of these vignettes, you'll see why it reminds me of that.
Wow, I love that.
They go around in the morning and light all the gas lights.
That's really cute. I bet their insurance is expensive though.
I would have thought so.
That's quite a fire hazard, isn't it?
It's insanely beautiful.
So on this side of my pub is going to be a nice cosy seating area, and I'm going to have a couple of, I'm going to have a girl waiting actually. She's going to be sitting waiting for her friend. So think about the depth. Very cleverly, you've already got this dark line here which kind of indicates a floor. And then just think about where she's going to be. Is she going to be in front of the table or behind? I think I'm going to have the table as if it's more in the background. So I'm going to start with the table and stick that down. Like so. So that's going to be in the centre. And then I've got the choice with her. She can be sitting either side because of course she's a mirrored vignette. So I can play around. Now I am going to shape just slightly the chair, just to give it a bit of dimension, like so. And by using pin flare, it means I can play around with these if I need to. So the chair's going to be slightly in front of the table. And then we'll pop the other one on, and then I'll decide which side she's going to go. So just going around the edges of these kind of panels to this chair. And then I'll be able to slot her in. So I'll have this chair here on this side of the table. And then give her a little bit of a shape, I think we'll have her sitting like that, so she's looking at the bar waiting for her drink.
Would sound about right.
Yeah. Yep. So we'll pop her that side. And the beauty of these, the way that these sitting people are, you can kind of play around. She can be sitting right into the chair, and then she's got crossed legs, so it works really well to build a scene. And then that chair opposite is for her friend. And then I can play around and put things on the table if I want to. I'll come back to that in a second. So the other side is going to be the bar, and her friend's going to be at the bar getting her a drink. So the first thing I'm going to put down is the bar, and I'm going to think about the floor looking right. So that's going to go about there. And then I've got the top part of the bar, so that's going to pop nestled on there. So when I put my glue on here, I'm going to avoid the top part so that I've got a little bit of tuck-in room for the bar itself, the top part. And we'll just put some glue.
We went to the pub once, didn't we?
We did.
For lunch. Noel had a Coke.
We completely...
We got very hot in the studio, didn't we? And we all said,
we just said,
go?
should we go to the pub? It was a very impromptu little lunch, wasn't it?
It was lovely.
It was very nice. And we drove there not realising that it literally was at the top of the road, and we looked very lazy because we could have walked.
Not very knowledgeable about the local area.
No, Carla just knew vaguely there was a pub in that direction, so we all got in the car and then realised that...
And breathed deep to see if we could smell the pub, because we could smell the chips
It would have literally been a 2-minute walk.
Not the brightest sparks.
Well, we know now for next time, don't we? So I can just slide that onto
clever is
there.
that?
It's so beautiful, isn't it? The detail, you know, you can see it's carved wood, can't you? It's just so cleverly done. Now, before I start putting all my people here, I'm going to start adding all my elements to that, because I'm going to have her waiting for the drinks for her and her friend, and then this chap's going to be stood at the bar with his pint. But I need to decorate this before I put those on, or they're going to be in the way. So I have put all my little drinks and all the things in a little pot, because these are tiny, tiny pieces. The other thing that's going to be really useful is I have got a pickup tool, because these are quite little. So the first thing I'm going to do is the pumps on the bar. So I can pop a couple of those on.
Miss Sal's looking in fascination at you with your
Pickup tool.
And what's really exciting about this is Miss Sharon did actually give me a pickup tool about
did.
4 weeks ago, so I could have done the same yesterday, but I'm not that organised.
So these are going to go kind of at the... Would they go on the bar? No, they're kind of behind, aren't they? Like that. Yeah. So the easiest way is probably to just put a tiny dot of glue.
I think we need to get Carnation to make pink pickup tools.
Yes.
To go with the Carnation station.
We do need some pickup tools in pink, because it's nice to have everything matching, isn't it?
Well, it's also because you know the quality you're going to get is really good. Carnation,
Yes.
if you're listening, could we have some pink pickup tools?
Yes, that would be good, wouldn't it? So there's my 3 pumps for my drink. And then I'm going to do the same actually. I'm just going to put some dots of glue on the shelf here. This shelf's going to have some bottles, I think. So we'll see what we can pop on there. There we go. Look at that.
So clever.
The detail is just stunning on these.
I was really, when I first saw the little bottles, I was really bowled over by them. So I was like, oh my word, they're so tiny.
They're so...
But so detailed.
So detailed. And to have something that tiny, but you instantly know what that is, what make of drink that is. And I have to say, I'm quite partial to this one myself.
Other brands of whiskey do exist, but that might be the best one.
Yeah, that is my fave. There we go.
Brandy whiskey. What did I say? Oh, I don't know. All the words went away.
And then we can have a couple of glasses hanging from underneath this one, because we've got our empty glasses, so they can be hanging ready to be used. Oops, I've got 2 there. Don't want that one. Let's pop him out of the way. There we go. The detail's just fabulous. And then coming back to this lady here, I was going to pop something on there, wasn't I? I'll come back to that actually. I haven't got that pack with me. Right, so this side I think we'll have...
Suzanne Page says she would like tweezers as well. Pink tweezers. Yes. I love the Carnation station and how it's building. I love the fact that I can bring everything in.
Yes. Tweezers. I have got some tweezers with me actually, because they are useful. When you've got little elements like this, they're ever so fiddly to do without, especially if you've got big sausage fingers like I have.
And Miss Taz wants some Carnation storage in A4 for the perfect papers.
Ah, that's a good idea.
In pink.
In pink.
And then you can put your pro print.
I mean, not that we're giving them enough to do.
I know, I'm just...
Oh, also, for those of you who are listening, I don't know if you know this, Sharon. Carnation are doing taster packs of pro print.
I saw you mention it. What a brilliant idea that is.
Yeah,
because
15 sheets. Have a go.
Because I'd never used it before I started working for Carnation, and
would you have been
you
more
want to
inclined?
try it, don't
Yeah.
you? You want to try it to see if it makes a difference before you commit to it. I mean, there's no question. Once you've tried it once, you'll be buying. You'll be buying
take
all
it
of
back.
it. Yeah, you definitely won't go back to whatever card you were using before once you've used it, because there is a massive difference, which it blew my mind actually. But yes, it's great that you can try them out before you invest.
Little taster pack for $4.99 on the website. I think that's ace.
So she's going to go this side because she's waiting to order. she wants some wine for her and her friend. So she's waiting. And I'm going to pop a stool next to her. I'll shuffle her along just a tiny bit. I'll put the stool here, like so.
With the ears. Mrs. Taz is saying that they should make a carnation mug with the mouse. But I said you should have the ears at the top of the mug for the little mouse.
Oh,
Little carnation mugs.
love that idea.
That'd be an excuse to have a coffee.
The excuse to get you to make one. Ooh, that took a turn for the worse, didn't it, Miss Taz?
Weren't expecting that.
Stay in your corner, I would say. Oh, I'd like a carnation mug.
Have the little carnation logo on one side and then the mouse. On the
They
other.
need to do it in 2 sizes though, because I like a pint mug.
Yeah, I have a very big coffee cup. Now this chap's going to be standing here with his pint. So we'll pop him on, and he's posed just perfectly to pop a pint in his hand. So what I'm going to do is just put a tiny
Miss
bit of
Taz
glue.
is saying you should have flowers as the handle on the mug. I think you should have the mouse's tail as the handle on the mug.
Yeah, the tail, that would be cute.
That's a big mouse on the mug.
It's a carnation mouse. How it can't be tiny. How else is it packing all the parcels?
That's true.
Is that,
That's true.
are you suggesting that Mark is Santa?
I think that's a conversation I need to stop right now.
So the last thing I'm going to add to this.
Lisa Glover says, will you please give the woman sitting down a glass of wine? She looks parched.
She does, doesn't she? Perhaps we should. Should we give her a glass of wine? And this handbag, this lady like me has got so much stuff in her handbag. She's had to put it on the stool because it's so heavy. And that is exactly what I do, because I always have half the house in my handbag and it's always heavy. Should we give her a glass of wine?
Suzanne wants a mug. She says she wants one for home and one for her caravan.
Oh yes. There we go. Let's pop a little bit of glue there. And we'll give her a glass. Now if I lift up her hand, she's just perfectly able to hold that. There we go. Straighten that up a bit so she's not going to
That's a
spill
bit
it on.
wobbly, that, for red
She's
wine.
going to be spilling it. She's already had a few. She's in danger of
Steady on there.
danger of spilling. So we've instantly got a scene. Now obviously, you know, we're a little bit limited on time. I think if I were at home I'd probably go a bit more in detail on this.
Well,
I
you've
might be
essentially
adding something in the background.
You've
Yeah.
done 3 cards because
Yeah,
you get you get the
absolutely.
front of the.
So we've got this lady coming to join them for her drinks in that really pretty little pub. And then we've got a little scene here. And then we've got them waiting at the bar. So yeah, this is just the starting point. I've noticed other ladies have used some of the little lanterns to decorate up here, because you've got, these are very clearly sort of wooden beams. So this is a great place to add more ivy or the lights. And this side you can go further and add in the dartboard if you want to have some boys playing in the background. Lots of different ways to put this together. This is just really the starting point.
Such a clever collection, isn't it? There's something about getting together that is incredibly important as far as our crafting is concerned, as far as taking us further in our crafting journey, and as far as giving us those masculine aspects that we definitely need. And you guys are all appreciating that at home. I knew you would. I knew you'd get it as soon as you saw it. And you're all confirming how amazing this collection is. As soon as it sold out yesterday, we knew that you understood the way we did how important this collection is. However, it's on extended dispatch on 230401. We sold out yesterday. This is going to dispatch to you on the 4th of May. However, it's only $89.99 because Carnation are continuing to honour the price that it was when we launched. It will go to $119.99 on midnight on Friday. Sorry, at midnight on Friday, and that is then where its price will be. You won't get it at this price. Now's the time to get it. If you want it at $89.99, you're going to have to use the code CCGT10. That's going to get you the 10% discount. If you don't use that, it's going to come in at $99.99. So you have to use that. Getting together is going to be just your most awesome fun. But more importantly than that, for the price that you're getting it today, you're also getting your artwork, you're getting those digital stamps, you get the metal, and it's going to keep you crafting for years into the future. That's the joy of it, right? And we all know that probably 2-3 years down the line, Carnation may well come out with a new colourway for this as well. That's another important part of everything that you get from Carnation, because for a few pounds, a couple of years down the line, a lot of our collections get a brand new breath as well, which is really nice. We get more ways to play. It's an important piece. 230401. Don't forget your perfect papers as well. They're going to be its best friend. They're going to make your cards just exquisite as always. They do have patterns in them this time. So you've got stripes and you've got dots, but you still do get the 48 sheets. You still do get the 6 colours. They're absolutely beautiful, as you can see. Really gorgeous tonal palette for this one. I love the way you've got the blues and the browns going through with that cream tone as well to bring everything together. Get your blush papers to make those really pop. Your blue for your blush tones on here, and you can use your naturals for your browns as well. If you want to use your pink blush on your brown tones, really does work superbly well. The number for your perfect papers is 230408. $14.99. If you only buy those, it's $2.95 P&P. I will say, for those of you who are overseas, your P&P does change. For the full collection, it will cost you $4.95. However, you put in your perfect papers, it's going to be $14.95 for the pair of them. So it does change. That's for your shipping and handling. Carnation do everything they can to get those items to you as soon as they can. You know, they dispatch immediately. We're back at 2 o'clock for more demonstrations from Miss Sharon. So we're going to go and have a little bit of lunch, and we will see you at the other side. In the meantime, take really good care of yourself. Don't forget to take a cup of tea, cup of coffee, a cup of something to keep you well and truly hydrated, and we will see you on the other side. Take care till then. Bye.